everyone. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in and subscribe if you're not. I'm here with I just noticed. See, I popped out right before I hit live and came in at the last second and just saw that sorry, my YouTube popped up. And I just now saw that you have John Lang up.
Yes. A pseudonym for the dear departed Michael Crichton.
Yes. Yeah, I loved that whole I loved everything about the
so
whole
amazing.
Missy and Walter
Those
sequence.
two little nutbags are made for each other.
I know, right? So we've got I hope everybody's seeing me okay. Because we usually have a bunch of people in here by now.
Yes.
And it's a little dead. So I'm worried that something usually we've got like about 40 people right off the bat. 40,
I just see a comment by Pamela Mora.
Oh, yay! Hi, Pamela. It's a dead night, man.
Yeah, I just have it on. I just have it open another tab on YouTube right now. Maybe it's not showing up on StreamYard.
Oh wait. Here we've got. Okay, yeah, we've got more comments coming in. Cool.
Yes,
all right,
yes.
We've got more people joining. Awesome.
Excellent.
So how's your week been, Justin?
Oh, it's been good. It's been good. A fun fact: Matthew and I are actually recording. For those of you who don't know who I am, yes, I'm Justin, one half of the Yellowjackets podcast, Out of the Woods. If you're having trouble placing my accent, I am from Australia, not at all the UK. I just watched a lot of BBC shows as a child, and then this happened. Me and my delightful friend Matthew have a vaguely sort of crazy and shambolic Yellowjackets podcast. I would describe it as, imagine if Jeff and Randy had a podcast. That is basically what it's like. And I have had a pretty great week. Me and Matthew watched a really cool film called Why Don't You Play in Hell, that is about there it goes. The comments are showing up. Yeah, it's about a brutal war between the Japanese Yakuza that a schlubby independent film crew are trying to make a movie out of. So these guys will be like killing each other with katana and then be like, right, sorry, can we take that shot again?
Nice.
Great movie. How has your week been?
I feel like I haven't slept.
Right. One of those.
Yeah, it's been a little crazy.
Right, I get you.
But it's all good. I'm just I'm trying to. I got kind of behind on things with podcasts this week because of technical issues, and I'm now on top of that planning like 3 other podcasts. So
wow, as the expression goes, trying to keep a lot of plates spinning.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, sorry, I'm kind of. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, like, I sometimes have trouble like keeping a neutral expression, like while the people are talking. So if my face goes a little bit sort of psychotic, I apologize.
No, guys, seriously, if you haven't checked out Justin's podcast, Out of the Woods, please do so because it's awesome. It's like my favorite podcast, my favorite Yellowjackets podcast, other than my own, of course.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But no, it's so funny that you mentioned that about your accent because my husband was listening to it.
Right.
This was like way before we had ever talked.
Yeah.
And I just like, I don't know if I just never paid attention to the fact that you guys said you were from Australia. And then when I found out you were from Australia, I was so confused. I was like, both of us were looking at each other. We're like, he sounds British.
I do. I very much do. Yeah. Nobody really knows how that happened.
Yeah.
It's just one of those crazy things. Much like, did you know there was a case in Scotland where a bloke hit his head and went into a coma, and he woke up being able to speak fluent Malay.
What?
Yeah. To make that slightly less crazy, I should tell you that he did live in Malaysia as a child. It's not like he He never set foot there, but he forgot the language, went to a coma, and then he was able to speak it again. That feels like the sort of fact that Misty would know.
Yeah. That reminds me of the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where Charlie was like, I forgot what language he thought he was speaking, but
yes. In the episode where they make them take the drugs that make you smart, and he's like, "Stupid science bitches couldn't even make I more smarter."
I love Pamela. Pamela's all about the emojis tonight.
We very much appreciate you. I want to just say a big hello to Pamela Mora, Kaiwan Calendar, the Isle of Chocolope, and Faye Fire. All very cool people that are tuning in. Thanks, guys.
Yes, and Faye Fire is so Justin is my favorite Yellowjackets podcaster, and Faye Fire is my favorite Yellowjackets YouTuber. So I've got some of my favorite Yellowjackets folks here.
I know from our last episode we did that she has a lot of really cool like literary and mythological analysis, so I will definitely have to check those out.
Yeah, super cool. And you can find her on YouTube, but like you can check my Twitter too, because I'm constantly talking about her. We joked in the Jade and I joked in the recent episode that that we're an unofficial Faye Fire affiliate podcast.
We have
yeah. But yeah, so what did you think of tonight's episode, Justin?
Well, I absolutely loved it. I mean, I just want to say at the outset, lol, me being a massive clown and being like, oh, I love Van is my favorite character, so I'll be on the episode where she gets introduced. Turns out she's in it for 30 seconds.
I know.
But what an amazing 30 seconds they were.
I know.
Lauren, yeah. But no, even apart from that disappointment, it was still a fantastic episode. A lot of really beautiful imagery, really interesting storylines. I love the shot of the moose falling. A weird thing, I like the shot of the moose falling into the lake. That's one of the most beautiful shots we've seen so far. I would call this episode like I kind of felt like last week's episode was like the blood hive of season 2, because it's just sort of like a fun, crazy, relatively inconsequential but cool. This is more like the Saints of season 2, because it's really getting into the sort of mysticism and psychology of people, and seems to be setting up further traumatic events. But no, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
and also a big hey to Alexis Schlossberg, who has just shown up. Great to have you, Alexis.
Lexi is actually joining me next week.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I was so excited about this episode because I think Van has kind of become my favorite character now.
You're in good company.
and I adore Lauren Ambrose, so I was so excited. And so I felt inspired. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do my first reaction video.
Yeah.
And I haven't even started editing it yet, because I don't plan to put it up until tomorrow. But I have a feeling my reaction to seeing Van was probably a little overly dramatic, because I was just so excited.
She is. And to answer your question, Alexis, the name of Van's shop was, it was While You Were Streaming, which is adorable. And I also love the underrated detail of that film probably has quite a lot of traumatic memories for her, because it's what they were talking about before she got horrifically mauled almost to death. So I'm glad that she was able to turn what is probably quite a traumatic memory for her into a joke, which is sort of what she's been doing her entire life.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little nervous about I read something recently about how she's kind of like not in a great mindset these days, which kind of bummed me out, but I don't know.
I very much agree with you and feel the same way, but also at the same time, I don't think this show would be this show if anybody was in a good mindset.
Yeah, that's true.
With the possible exception of Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry, I just want to say, the commenter K1 made a point that this was the most Twin Peaks episode so far, and I very much agree with that. It was
Nice.
I love Twin Peaks. Had a very similar vibe. There's even a shot, I don't know if you guys have seen, in the opening theme that is Misty in a environment that looks very similar to the Red Room from Twin Peaks. So
Okay.
I cannot wait to see whatever that is.
Can you believe I've never watched Twin Peaks?
Well, allow me to be the 11 millionth person to tell you that it's very good and you should watch it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of get like that with shows sometimes where it's like everybody and their dog is telling you to watch it. You almost stubbornly sort of want to be like, maybe I won't watch it, huh? What about that? Like that was my attitude. That was my attitude to the show Succession for quite a while, but I just recently started watching it and I had to be like grudgingly, this is amazing, actually. They were all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to really be pushed into watching something.
No, I'm exactly the same.
I mentioned my
Oh,
so-called life kind of randomly last week, but
Hmm.
oh, so Scott Wynant directed
Interesting.
a couple episodes of My So-Called Life. Oh, cool. I
Interesting.
didn't even realize that.
Interesting. I don't know if anybody is watching the show School Spirits, which is about a girl who is a ghost, trying to make contact with her classmates. But one of those episodes was called My So-Called Death, which
Oh,
I thought was
nice.
hilarious. And
Nice.
I recommend that show. It's on Paramount Plus. It's not as good as Yellowjackets, but it's quite good.
I feel like that was a phrase that was said on the Antler Queens, and I think it might have been our episode.
Right. Well, either I'm actually a genius and independently came up with that, or I was referencing that. I was referencing that, but forgot I was referencing that.
Yeah.
Kaiwan says that James Gandolfini was in an episode of My So-Called Life, and oh my god, I wish he was still alive,
Oh,
so
I
there could
know.
be I mean, I just wish he was still alive in general because he's a great guy, but specifically so there could be a not a Twin Peaks, a Sopranos Yellowjackets crossover.
That would be awesome. I
Because
still
because it's set in New Jersey, and we know Jeff was in debt to the mob, so maybe he was in debt to Tony Soprano.
yeah, right? That's not a bad way of thinking. See, I actually have I have this whole fantasy crossover
Yes,
um
yes.
in my mind. And before I talk about it, I'm going to paste the link again. If anybody wants to pop in, like even if you just want to pop on for 2 seconds and say hi and duck back out,
Yeah.
if you want to join, like to ask what we think about something, or if you just want to voice your opinion and then split. If you want to hang out with us for like 20 minutes or so, just
Yeah.
pop on. Like we can have up to I think 10 people on here at a time.
This is not a very rigidly topic focused live. Just whatever you
No,
want.
not at all. Not at all. I've got a drink. Like, it's totally casual. But yeah, so my fantasy crossover. Alexis, I can't. I'm driving. Stop commenting when you're driving.
Be sure to watch the road. Don't pull a Ty and Simone.
Yes. Court and Jade are gonna join in a few. So anyway, my fantasy crossover is Yellowjackets and True Blood.
Oh, nice.
And what it is it's Natalie, Thaisa, Lafayette, and Pam
Ooh.
all live together. And it's actually a spin on Three's Company.
Right.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
And
well, technically 5 of them.
Yeah, exactly. And Pam they live in a apartment complex for vampires. Pam is the only vampire. But she and their landlord is Russell Edgington. And they have to convince him that the others are all vampires in order to keep living there.
I feel my sort of prejudicial suspicion is that would not be very hard with Ty, because she sort of kind of seems like a vampire already, with being wealthy and slightly creepy and seeming to obey obscure rules.
Yeah, totally.
I would love to see her interacting with Lafayette. He's an awesome guy.
I know.
I
Unfortunately,
just
Nelson
I
Ellis is no longer with us, which
oh, he
sucks. But
isn't? Oh, man, that sucks. I
yeah,
didn't
he
know
died
that.
a few years back. He's actually from my
Oh,
area.
no. Wow. Oh,
Um, my godfather, I'm pretty sure my godfather was one of his teachers.
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
small world. Small
Yeah,
world.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, he passed away some years back. Which is a
That's
bummer. That
sad.
man was so talented.
Yeah.
So exceptionally talented.
I just want to see Nat fighting a bunch of werepanthers. I think that would be awesome. I just think that would
Yes.
be really cool.
That would be amazing.
And of course, in the True Blood universe, there's so many varieties of other creature to almost kill Van.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you mean Shauna's husband, Kaiwan? That would I could see that, like, Jeff just totally totally
What do you
screwing up
mean?
the plan.
What do you mean vampires? What are you talking about? Just wander on
Exactly.
and blunder through everything.
Um,
Sorry, you go.
oh, no. I was just gonna say, guys, make sure you're hitting the like button when you come in and subscribing. I'm really close to monetizing, which would be a huge help for me right now because I'm trying to raise money for surgery that I've needed for like over a year now. And I've included my fundraiser link in the banner. But you can always hit me up if you want to share it, or I appreciate anybody who donates, but not everybody is able to do that. So like if you could just share it, I would appreciate it so much. I just really want to like try to get my life back somewhat because
Yeah.
it's such a simple surgery. It's just like it's a quick fix. I just can't afford it. But yeah, so just make sure you're subscribed because that will help me a lot. Share my content. That's a huge help too. The more quickly I get monetized, the more quickly I can start trying to make some money and hopefully raise it on my own. um, who do we think gets eaten next? Who
What
do you
an
think,
interesting
Justin?
question. Well, okay. This is if there's one thing about the show, it's like I'm just prepared to be totally wrong about everything. But here's my crazy theory. Because we see in the trailers the shot of Misty crying in the snow and her with seemingly everybody else hunting someone and then bringing someone back on the stretcher. Here's my crazy
Yeah.
theory. Harvey has gone, he's sort of Harvey's gone crazy and feral and he attacks and kills Crystal. And so
Oh wow.
Misty is really upset, so they like hunt down and euthanize Harvey. And then they're like, well, she's right here. We might as well use the meat. So yeah, I guess I just don't think Crystal can survive much longer because I don't
Yeah.
think Misty can. It seems to be an inherent part of the show that she can't have a genuine friend, and that is also what makes me think that Walter is going to die this season, which is very sad. But yeah, that would be
Yeah.
my vote. I don't see Ben going until like near the end of the season.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No, but what do
He's
you think?
I don't know. It's so funny because I was so ready for Ben to get eaten right away. Like,
Yes,
just,
yes,
just no offense. Steven Kruger is a great
yeah,
actor. He's
yeah.
he's doing a hell of a job this season too.
Fantastic.
Um, but I so wanted Ben to get eaten, and
N
now
yeah.
he's just kind of breaking my heart so much this season that
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't want him to. I don't want him
It's
to die now.
it's sort of interesting because, like, even from, like, episode 2, there's this huge, like, aura of death hanging over him, and you're like, "Well, he's probably not gonna survive much longer," but he's still here. That's a fantastic achievement in itself, for him to have
Yeah,
even made it this far.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Um. Oh wow, I'm Misty Harvey. I feel Harvey was part-time travel.
I believe that Kaiwan might be using a text-to-speech service.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. That would explain it. Walter is part of that detective. Ben seems to have given up at this point. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, he was looking a lot healthier at least this season.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, which is good. But did you notice who wasn't at the mall food court? Jen and Crystal and that other Melissa. Jen, Crystal, and
Melissa,
Melissa weren't there. Yeah. Wait, there was somebody else missing too. Wasn't there? Was there someone else missing?
Jackie. Jackie
Yeah.
wasn't there, which I think like I don't want to cast aspersions, but in a story reason, I think that's because that would lessen the impact of Jackie showing up in Shauna's visions. And I think in universe reasons, that's just because I don't think Lottie liked Jackie that much.
I need to
Yeah,
go
sorry.
back and watch that scene like a million times because there's clearly so much symbolism in there.
It's such a heartbreaking scene because you just see them as like, they're just acting like the normal kids with the normal childhood that they should have been able to have. It's so sad.
Right? I know.
So
I know.
And also, Straw Dogs, in answer to your other question, I think that Lottie might just sort of not know that Jen and Crystal and Melissa exist.
Yeah.
She might just sort of be like very vaguely aware of them in the background. But yeah.
I feel like the pure and good characters will go till they're all
Harvey-like. Yeah, they go insane.
Yeah, he was okay. I realize that this happens a lot, and it's to be expected with kids his age, but
so much taller.
The difference between last season and this season, he looks like he's aged about 5 years.
In the wilderness, he stumbled upon a magical growth technology, and he's going to just keep eating it and grow to be like 60 foot tall and just walk them out of there on his giant stilt legs.
Right. Yeah, I was wondering how they were going to handle that since he's still growing and everything, and I assume that's. I'm surprised they didn't put a bigger time jump in.
Yeah. I think another one is a Sammy in the adult timeline, because we know it's just been like a couple of weeks, but he's insanely taller. But it's not insanely, but it's definitely noticeable. But it's something you just have to kind of. It's what we call an acceptable break from reality. You just got to deal with it. Oh,
yeah.
a Straw Dogs has an amazing comment that I love. You're either sitting at the table or you're the main course.
Yep.
I love that.
That reminds me of the line from Walking Dead. You're either wearing a Walking Dead shirt tonight, by the way. You're either the butcher or the cattle.
Wow. That's brutal.
And that was used in a cannibal setting.
That's another one of those shows that everybody tells me to watch, but I haven't. I hear it's good.
About half of it is wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Seasons, I loved it all the way through season 6. So it's pretty, actually no, a little more than half of it, because 7 and 8 were fucking horrible.
Right.
9 and 10, best seasons in the entire series, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. So it was like up, down, then way up.
Yeah, and then 11 came and just tanked.
Right. Well, to me, that's more interesting than a show that is just kind of fine all the way through. Alexis has said, "Eat Mari. She's a mean girl." Now,
I'm sorry, Mari's dance. I'm okay with that.
Well, I was about to ask how you're feeling about Mari and the chat in general, but I believe you just sort of answered me.
Yeah, she was pissing me off so much.
Yeah,
this episode.
I'm usually a Mari defender because I just really love the actress Alexa Barajas. I think she does a great job, and I think she has some really fun.
Really.
Is doing an even better job in this episode, and I just love some of Mari's lines, like in the first season finale where the bear is there and Coach is like, "Okay, everybody stay calm," and she's like, "How the fuck are we supposed to do that?"
Yeah,
that was a great line. But yeah, in this episode, I'm like, Mari, you're making it hard for me to defend you. Just could you please stop being so relentlessly awful?
Right?
I mean, like, I do get it. Obviously, she's in a horrific situation and is looking for something to believe in, and like, that's causing her to act out in this way, and that's a very understandable and human reaction. But it's still really annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
I really think there's that scene where Nat runs back into the cabin, and she's like, "Oh, Misty, you literally set the rules. I'm telling Lottie." And Misty is like, "Fine, tell her I didn't want us to fucking starve." I
Yeah.
had the thought, wow, okay, if Misty is unequivocally the reasonable one in an argument, that is how you know you fucked up.
Yes. For sure. Um, God, I swear I almost cried when that moose sunk.
No, yeah, I mean, it was extremely obvious that it was going to happen for just story reasons, because like then everything would be fine and everything can't be fine. But I was still kind of somehow hoping against hope that they would be able to get it out of there. But those things can weigh literally over an imperial ton. So like eight
Yeah.
starved teenagers were not going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to happen. I
Yeah,
didn't think there
yeah.
was any way it was gonna happen, but God, how depressing though. Oh,
And that's a great scene. And as I said, I love the shot of the moose floating away into the water.
yeah, I know. That was really cool.
That scene actually gave me big. I don't know if you see the movie Annihilation, but it gave
I
me
have
big.
not.
Oh, it's very good. It's a movie that features people, shall we say, coming back wrong from a location. And
Okay.
that reminds me of Harvey in this episode, but maybe we can get into that later.
That sounds interesting actually. I'm gonna have to check that out. Um, you know, Kaiwan actually brought up something that I've seen talked about. I think it's time travel, and soap opera rules. A character comes out of the shower 6 months older. No, I know I know he's using some humor
Yeah.
here, which is very funny. But I've actually seen people talk about not necessarily time travel being a possibility, but I've seen the theory discussed online about the possibility of maybe like parallel universes.
Yes.
And I think the whole thing with Ben kind of spurred that on. I think that's what inspired it. Um it's it's just, I don't think, I mean, my theorizing doesn't go anywhere near there, but it's still fun to think about because I love thinking about parallel universe theories.
It is because there was that storyline in the show Lost. I've actually never seen the show Lost, but my partner was really into it when it was coming out. And
Yeah.
there's that storyline where it keeps flashing to an alternate timeline where the plane just landed safely at its destination. And I have to wonder if they might do something like that. Like they'll have maybe not a full episode, but just like a scene in an episode that is what everybody's lives would have been like if the crash never happened.
I would
And
love to see that.
I would think that would be very interesting. And I would also like to see them cast. It would just be a fun thing that they could cast adult versions of other people that died.
Yeah.
Just for like a one-off episode, there'd be no need to get them under contract or anything. They could just do it for fun.
Yeah. That would
Yeah,
be really cool.
yeah, just an idea.
Last few minutes with some of the best TV ever. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you catch the Addams Family Wednesday reference? The little Easter egg?
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
Rather like them featuring Cape Fear in the previous season, adds the question of like, why does nobody say, Nat, you look a lot like Juliette Lewis? Or I suppose that could just be me overanalyzing everything.
That is pretty funny though. Like I would love Missy to go into Van's shop and
I'd like to see them interact actually. That'd be an interesting interaction.
Have they ever interacted even?
Not really. The only times I can think are during the seance where Van was like, Misty, what do we do? And the time when she was making the one time Van was like actually mean as opposed to funny, jokingly mean, is where she says to Misty, "What's the hurry? Coach need a sponge bath?"
Oh yeah, that's right.
But then of course we know that their ill-fated trip where Van recounts the plot of while you were sleeping was actually one of the happiest memories of Misty's life.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show how fucked her life has been.
Right.
So I actually think she'd be overjoyed to see Van, and adult Van would probably like politely try to kind of extract herself from the situation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's really great to see you, but I've just got the pest fumigation guy coming in a few minutes, so I might just I'll just text you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Straw Dog 78 says, imagine an adult Jackie. Kelly
Yeah.
/ everybody else in the chat, have you given any thought to who would play adult Jackie if she existed?
You know, I mean, my mind immediately goes to what's her name? I'm drawing a blank. Um, she Rebecca Gayheart,
Yes,
but
yes, Rebecca
because she looks so
Gayheart.
much like her, but I just don't really want to see Rebecca Gayheart in anything.
Oh, don't you? Not a big fan of hers.
No, not a big fan of hers. But
Hmm.
I could see Robin Tooney
Hmm.
um for Jackie. That would be who I would love to see as Laura Lee is Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
I could totally
Oh,
see that.
I also had the idea of Andrea Riseborough as Laura Lee, but Kirsten Dunst is good too.
Yeah.
The person I always had in mind for adult Jackie, if one existed, was the French actress Marion Cotillard.
Okay. I'll have to wait. No, I think I
She
do
was
know who
in.
she is. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what she looks like now.
She was in Inception, The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I'm like I can kind of sorta see her face.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, yeah. I could see it for sure.
C. Ward asks, "What are your thoughts about Shauna and their daughter storyline? I feel like the writers don't know how to end it. Will Shauna will Shauna and the family get away with murder, or won't they? What do you think, Kelly?"
Honestly, wait, where did this? Oh, I see Courtney and Jade. We'll bring you on in a second, guys. What are your thoughts about? Yeah, let me just read that again. Shauna,
Yeah.
Sam, and their daughter storyline. Um, I think that they're gonna get away with it because of douchebag cop.
Yeah.
I
Matt Sarcusa.
yeah, Matt / Jay. He's not going about it very intelligently.
Yeah, that guy. Hey, I just humbly put this out there as a sort of lukewarm Mari defender. If you're looking for an alternate candidate other than Mari for the absolute worst person in this episode, well, not in this episode, but just in the season in general, I would go for Officer Matt Sarcusa, because that guy fucking sucks, and he doesn't
Yeah.
even have the excuse of being a traumatized teenager.
He should be Pit Girl.
He should be. He should just. But so talking of which, I believe Isle of Chocolope said that a lot of people think that Mari is a Pit Girl. So
I do because of the dripping
yeah, the dripping.
that she keeps
I
hearing.
don't think Mari is beating the Pit Girl allegations after this episode.
Yeah. Hang on one second. I'm gonna turn my fan on.
Sure. Yeah.
It's getting a little hot in here.
Yeah, to me, the only person Pit Girl can be other than her is
oh no,
Jen.
you froze up.
I just don't see them giving.
You're back.
You also briefly froze up. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm back. Good.
Yeah. My heart did sink along with the moose. Yeah, let's bring Jade. Should we bring Jade and Courtney on?
Yes.
Hey guys.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey. Jade hosted with me this week, and she did the reaction video with me for this episode. So that's going to be going up tomorrow.
That's
yeah.
Awesome. Well, as you may know, I'm Justin. It's very nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Courtney, good to see you.
It's good to be seen.
Yes.
So what? Jade, I already know what your thoughts on the episode were. Courtney, what did you think?
I love the episode. I don't think, out of everything, the big takeaways for me was that they said that Callie was an only child during it, which kind of stood out to me. And I also feel like maybe the psychiatrist was not real. It was a figment of her imagination.
Yes. I'm
a lot of
so
people
glad
are thinking that.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because the advice she gives to Lottie is so
Backwards.
sus.
Yeah, it's backwards.
Have you ever considered that your psychotic delusions might be trying to tell you something? It's like, no, I haven't.
Said something. I was like, that makes complete sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen a film called Nightbreed, but in that movie, David Cronenberg plays an evil therapist who is trying to convince the main character that he's a serial killer when David Cronenberg is the actual serial killer. And that scene gave me strong vibes of that. And that's also just a great movie. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, another one I'll have to check out. I want to bring up Lexi's comment here really quick. Van's map and the trees all form the symbol. That last tree that they were looking for where they found Javi, I think that they're gonna find the an underground area.
Same.
And that's
like a hot spring or something.
Yeah.
Like a mine or something like that. Oh, actually, Isle of Chocolope says, I think the water is poisoned. That's why they're having hallucinations. That's actually pretty interesting to think about. Huh.
Maybe the bear was poisoned or something like that while he died. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta think though, they're probably all like just drinking melted snow at this point,
Which is not that good from what I hear.
Yeah.
And it's only 50% water when it's frozen anyway, so it's not.
Wait, Jade, I'm having a hard time hearing you. What was that?
It's only like frozen water is only 50% of what you would think it would be. Like when they measure input and output, I'm going in my nursing brain. So it's not as much. Like it takes more snow to make the amount of water that they would need anyway. So
yeah.
Okay.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Actually, I just wanted to ask while you guys are on, did you guys have an MVP, a most valuable player for this episode, and an LVP for this episode?
MVP's got to be Walter for me. I love him.
Oh, I love him so much.
Awesome. He's awesome. I think he
so
sucks,
weird.
but I love him.
So but that's the thing. Like Walter, to me, he might turn out to be another Adam, where everything about him seems so suspicious, but it turns out no, he was just in the wrong place. The thing about being a millionaire, because you gotta hit with a bunch of bricks and have a metal plate in your head, that's just so weird. It's so good. I'm sort of spoiling. I'm probably going to make this reference on the Out of the Woods episode, so sorry to spoil it ahead of time. But I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Netflix comedy show I Think You Should Leave. Well, there's a bit that's like, oh, it's really good. It's a bit where there's a parody of this like Dragon's Den, The Apprentice type show with a bunch of impressive sounding rich people, and one lady is just like, I'm a millionaire because I accidentally got sewn into the pants of the inflatable Charlie Brown at the Thanksgiving parade. Now I'm terrified of bald boys, and I can't stop having wine.
That's awesome.
That's just what Walter reminded me of. Just you become a millionaire for the most absolute clown shoes nonsensical reason.
Yeah. Well, we got our house because my husband drove into a wall.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. If you're comfortable sharing more of that story, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's cool. We have a modest but beautiful house that I love, and I mean, it paid for the down payment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was basically the accident that kind of disabled me, so it wasn't that great of a trade-off. But yeah, it was an environmental issue as far as like why he drove into the wall. But it was okay. I say environmental issue. I'm just going to come out and say it because it's actually pretty fucking hilarious. It was a beautiful day and he had the window roll down and a pigeon flew at his head.
Oh. That reminds me of that guy, Fabio. Yes, when he was in the roller coaster and the goose hit him in the head at like 80 miles an hour and he was weirdly fine.
Yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Like,
but yeah.
There's a bird has collided with my head. How odd.
But yeah, it was considered, a no fault accident.
Right.
So our insurance basically like was compensating itself, including like, pain and suffering and all that shit. So it was, I wouldn't recommend anybody trying to like do that deliberately to try to make money.
Yeah. That's
But-
a tough one to pull off. You have to train the pigeon. You have to through a bunch of
Get a stunt pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but you would go through so many pigeons.
Right.
It would accidentally hit the grill or something. Horrible to think about.
Yeah.
Sorry for even bringing it up. Jade, did you have a most valuable player for this episode?
I've got to think on that one. I want to say, but she didn't have any lines because, of course, it was just they.
Wait, I'm trying to turn you up because I'm.
They
Can you get closer to the mic?
Sorry, but you said this thing had a mic on it.
It does have a mic on it.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Can you hear me
You're still pretty quiet.
now?
All right.
But were you going to say Van?
I was gonna say, even though we were teased and it was the end part, yes, Van. But
Okay.
I actually
Seems
agree
like
with
that
you.
Wouldn't
But
be fair.
yes.
Well, it still feels like it wouldn't be fair.
You're
No,
right. It
I-
needs to be the truck driver.
The truck
I
driver
think
is
the truck driver's
awesome.
good.
I love that guy.
It is.
Do I?
It's the truck driver that got
With
tired. That's it.
with his amazing naked lady pen, and
Yes.
for a
They spawned
second,
it over the naked lady pen.
yes, I love that because it's like for a second he thinks she's going to be like offended or something. She's like, "Oh, this is awesome! Actually, I love naked women."
Yeah. I loved
Yeah.
everything about that scene. It was so great.
Oh my god.
It was so awesome.
I'm still gonna say Van, but I feel like
Yeah,
that's a
same.
cop out.
No. I mean, well, whether it's a cop out or not, I actually very much agree with you because while everybody else is off, going off into the woods and almost dying of blood loss and failing to retrieve a moose, they're off doing their own weird little thing with their like Pepe Sylvia map, and they end up and she ends up rescuing Harvey. And I just say, Van is such an amazing girlfriend. Like she is being such a support and like getting up every single night and walking through the freezing snow with her and gently coaxing her back into herself and making a giant map and
Legit tying herself to her too.
Oh.
Yeah. We talked Jade and I talked this week about how Van is like absolute wife material.
She is. She so is.
Wife it
She's
up.
so-
Yeah. Someone needs to wipe her up if they haven't already.
Mm.
Do
you actually? That's a good question you raise. Is like,
I wonder if she's in a relationship when Ty comes to her. I do wonder that. That's a good point.
Is Ty just gonna not be content with destroying her own marriage, going to destroy somebody else's?
Oh man,
that would be lesbian culture. I'm just saying that's kind of what happens. Have you watched the L Word?
It's just a revolving door of U-Hauls.
She rides at the head of a fleet of U-Hauls.
Yes.
That sounds terrible. I shouldn't have said that the way that I did. But it would not be uncommon. It could happen.
T Tyne says so what's the name of T Tyne says Van is Van is according to this person, they say Van is codependent to an unhealthy level. Teen Van, I have to say,
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, I think she's just really supportive.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess what I would say about their relationship is like, I think it's as healthy as a relationship as they could conceivably have under the circumstances and at the time period that they're in. There obviously are aspects of it where you're like, man, she should really be sticking up for herself more. But it's also like, when you consider the circumstances, it's not really fair to put that on them,
Yeah, exactly. It's you can't really judge them the same way because they're a group of people that are stranded together, and
Absolutely.
it's things are a lot different. But I think she's basically as pure as it comes, as far as I can see, and I don't think she can do any wrong, in my opinion, at this point.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Jade, Connie, did you guys have a least valuable player for this episode?
Steve, he wasn't in there. Where's Steve?
Where is Steve? Hashtag where is Steve?
I'm just worried about the dog. Who's feeding the dog? Where's Sammy?
God, what is even happening with that?
What if Simone dies?
Oh.
Okay, first of all, Simone's my girlfriend.
Simone is awesome.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Simone is ridiculous. Simone is ridiculously nice and gorgeous.
She knows too much. She's already threatened too much.
Yeah, I know. She knows too much. But I'm So aside from the fact that Simone is nice to look at and she's super cool and it has a cool wardrobe. God, what about Sammy and Steve?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Thaisa. She's one of my favorite characters, but they should not be with her right now.
No, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. Just objectively speaking, they should run for the hills.
Not safe. It's not safe.
Yes. Yeah, not at all.
I was honestly kind of worried for truck driver guy. I was like, is he gonna be okay, or is she gonna like fugue out and like grab the wheel off him or something? But no, apparently he was fine.
How did she make it halfway to Ohio? That's what I want to know. Like in her fugue state.
Yeah.
How did
she was driving like
That'd be
that.
the best kind of way to drive. That'd be the best way to travel. Just blank out and wake up somewhere.
This is true. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I guess so.
I could kind of go for that actually. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know why she could get all the way there and couldn't stop and get some gas.
Yeah, I think her sort of alternate evil split personality is very single-minded, and it just has the idea of we have to go see Van again because she can help us do whatever, and it just doesn't.
One track mind.
Exactly. One track mind.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, by the way, guys,
it's not easy to navigate though.
The interstate system?
It's not easy to navigate the traffic.
Oh yeah. There was so much about that scene that was so weird, but I loved it.
Yeah.
It was, and I mean, the shit that she does when she's in that state is crazy. She let herself into Jessica's place.
Yes, which, by the way, I just want to point out, Jessica, you are a professional like spy and muckraker. Why do you have your spare key under the mat?
Yes.
That's a rookie mistake. Any Tom, Dick, or John could wander into your bloody house. What are you doing? I mean, you're being dead currently, but what were you doing before then?
Yeah, that's so weird. Yeah, I mean,
That's what I said.
I would love to see Ty go to a therapist. I know she's like completely skeptical.
They would have their work cut out for them.
I know. But I want more. I mean, they said that like we're not gonna, most of the things that we're wondering about Ty, we're not gonna find out more about until season 3.
Yeah, which does make sense because it's a 5-season show. I mean, that's the plan at least. They're gonna have to stagger some things out.
9 episodes this season.
9
right?
episodes.
Yes.
So yeah.
Walter's so perfect. He's doomed. I have to say, I've seen a lot of Elijah Wood films. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. I've never seen past the first movie.
Right.
But
So good.
most of the stuff that I've seen him in, he plays super creepy characters.
Yeah.
And this is like the first time I've actually seen him in something where I liked him.
He was the villain in Sin City too, if you remember.
Wait, what's that, Jade?
In Sin City, he was a villain, if you remember.
Oh, Sin City. Yeah.
I believe he was also a cannibal in that,
He
which
was
is very
the
on
creepy
brand.
cannibal guy. Yes, he was the creepy guy that would like eat parts
Oh,
of the
that's
body.
awesome.
Typecast.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Getting typecast.
This is a very weird reference, but when I think of Elijah Wood, I just think of the music video for the Lonely Island song "I Threw It on the Ground," where Andy Samberg antagonizes him and Ryan Reynolds, and they're like, "Turns out the phonies had a taser. They tased me in the butthole." Which
Oh my
that's
gosh.
probably not what most people immediately think of
Can
when
I
they hear
throw it?
Elijah Wood.
Can I throw it back even further?
Yes.
Oh,
I think of Flipper too.
Lord.
Flipper?
Oh,
Oh,
he
wow.
was in that.
Okay.
It's him and
Lord.
Paul Hogan, right?
Huh.
Oh, God. Crocodile Dundee was in that movie?
Yes.
I forgot that movie existed.
I know, but that's my childhood though. Like,
Oh, well.
You know what? You know what movie I could totally see him in, and the guy that played the role was fantastic. But if you've ever seen Creep with Mark Duplass,
Yes.
I could totally see. He was great in that. He was great in that movie. But I could totally see Elijah Wood playing that character too.
He's a fantastic actor.
Excellent movie if you haven't seen it. I love it. I loved Creep. It's very strange. Like you don't really know. You're like, am I watching a horror comedy or is this supposed to be a real horror film? What's going on here? It's very confusing. Like you don't know if you're supposed to laugh or be weirded out.
Right. I'm a very, very big fan of Harmony Korine, so I'm used to not knowing if I'm supposed to laugh or be horrified.
Gotcha.
Do you I just want to sort of take everyone's temperature on something.
Yeah.
We did mention the scene where Lottie is talking to a therapist, and the therapist is like, "Oh, I had to replace your usual guy at very short notice," which immediately sort of raised some alarm bells for me. Do we think it's possible there might be some kind of sinister organization out there that is trying to restart the horrible things that happened in the woods that isn't connected to any of the main characters we've seen so far? And if so, who do you think could be running it?
oh, that's a possibility.
We were talking about it earlier that I thought that maybe Walter could be Misty's tail. Like he's her tail and Adam was Shauna's
We
tail.
talked about that. Yeah.
Not necessarily. So
Yeah.
everybody would have a tail. So what if
Like
Lisa
somebody-
was Natalie's tail?
Right.
Oh,
Like there's
oh,
gonna
what
be somebody for every one of the.
According to that theory, what if Van is Ty's tail?
Could be.
Very well could be.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting to think about.
The only sort of crazy madcap theory I had for who could be the evil presence would be Lottie's awful dad. But that would maybe feel a bit.
Matthews.
Yeah,
Matthews had something to do with the cult. I already thought that before.
Yeah.
Because
He obviously-
purchased the plane.
Yes.
They had money. He didn't want her.
To go. Really?
No, I'm talking about as a kid.
Oh yeah, no.
He didn't want it to be like, oh, she has this gift. It was like, put her on meds, all this
Yeah,
stuff. So, I think it very well could be Mr. Matthews, whatever.
I actually, this is sort of dark but funny at the same time. I heard a theory that where he made all of his money was in like hearing Lottie's inadvertent predictions and writing them down. Like she'd just be in her sleep and she was like, and Enron is going to collapse. And he'd be like, okay, write that down.
Oh,
And
That's hilarious.
She's like, Princess Diana's going to die. Write that down.
wow.
Yeah. It's like those that reminds me of those people on Twitter who will post like random predictions and they'll do it for like so and so is going to die on this date. But they'll do the tweet like a bunch of different times
For every single date, yeah.
Yeah, and then like make them, they'll go private or whatever, and then they'll share it later if it happens. So they're like, "See, I predicted it."
That's the lamest thing I have ever heard.
Right?
If
Yeah.
In the extremely unlikely event that Mari is still alive, I think that's what she does with her free time.
Mari's
what
just,
That's-
writing checks that her butt can't cash with Lottie. It's like
Very
Lottie can
much
hunt
so.
without a gun.
I love
Lottie
that
looked
moment.
at her like she had 3 eyes. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. It was like, Lottie doesn't need a gun. She was like, I don't. I think maybe I do actually.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't speak for me, Mari. You don't speak for me.
Just
I
how
always-
much.
I always theorized that if Mari is still alive, that she's a gym teacher. She's a high school gym teacher or
Yes.
grade school gym teacher.
I'm a kind of mean-spirited and authoritarian gym teacher.
Yes.
Like the sort of one that yeah.
I think she's got control. I think she's got a control, like a complex with like.
And
What was
also
So she's going to work in customer service and hang up on
Oh.
everybody.
Oh my god.
okay, that's kind of based actually. That actually makes me like her more if she was just a rude customer service operative.
I want to see that spin-off movie. I want to see a whole
Yeah.
spin-off movie
Yeah.
of Mari.
And she would just be like,
Customer service.
it's like, do you know I ate my friend's dead body? You're not going to intimidate me.
Oh my
Let me
god, that'd be
transfer you.
amazing.
Click.
Oh, you want to speak to my manager? My manager is the god of the wilderness.
You know what? Now I just want it to turn into like a Castaway situation where she finds a tree or something that she just starts talking to, and then and she names it, and she pretends like it's customers talking to her because she wants to. Because her absolute goal in life is to be a customer service rep for Amazon or something, and
Oh,
she's
God.
pretending that this tree is.
I hate to say it. I could also see her getting into an MLM.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's exactly the sort of person who messages you on Facebook and tries to get you to join their MLM, and you're like, wow, okay.
I could see her being,
Yeah,
like,
I think
not
you know what.
Not the top tier of the MLM. But like,
I have a theory.
Yes.
underneath the tree.
Exactly. Like frustratingly close to being the tiny percentage of people that actually make a profit out of it, like almost but not quite.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's it.
I actually what was I just gonna say about Mari? I forgot already. I forgot what I was gonna say about Mari. How did I do that?
theory.
That's like
What
a
was your
superpower of mine,
theory?
I swear to God. It's coming out of my mouth, and as it's coming out of my mouth, I
Oh,
forget.
I also do that. Well, if we were to talk about the other member of the Statler and Waldorf of Yellowjackets, which is Aquila, what do we think about her new mouse friend, and how many episodes do we think he's surviving?
He's not gonna make it.
Very long.
the mouse is pit girl.
They're gonna make a tiny little pit with little
That's the drip.
matchsticks
That's the drip. That's the drip.
and yes, and put the mouse in a tiny little dress made of tissue paper and just run.
All I could think of was the Lion King when she was with the mouse. I'm like, just playing with the mouse, and somebody's just going to come up and like, that's a snack.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I keep obsessing over the mouse and the goldfish and wondering like
Yes, goldfish, by the way.
Yeah.
Or yummy snacks,
Right.
but not great to put in your
It's like
mouth.
the best memory or something. Too.
They don't have a memory.
Or no, what-
Like a 1 second
what is it
memory.
About
Oh, they had no memory. That's
No.
what it is.
No, you might be thinking of
That's all they can
elephants
live
that
in.
have a really good memory.
No,
Yeah.
I think a goldfish. A memory of a goldfish. They remember nothing. Yeah.
oh,
Which is-
Maniac. Yeah, Elijah Wood was in the Maniac remake. I saw that. Creepy film.
But there's
no,
some
you know what?
representation with the goldfish and the mouse. There's got to be.
What was
Like,
that?
These, like the goldfish and the mouse. There's got to be something that has to do. Like they've got to represent something.
I know.
Yeah,
It seems
yeah.
so weird that they had that they had that in like the same episode. It seems like it's supposed to mean something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I have to say, it's probably a good thing Goldfish have such a short memory, because that was probably a freaky experience for him.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to remember that.
That was pretty awesome. No, you know what? Nat is my MVP of the episode.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say for having a goldfish in her mouth.
Disgusting.
Juliette Lewis, if that was actually a goldfish, oh my god.
No, I hope it wasn't.
She seems like the sort of person that would actually do
She
that.
probably would, just to keep it
Authentic.
authentic. Yes.
Method.
Yes. She would do
I
Yes.
want to do my own
I have
stunts.
no doubt.
I don't think she's eating real people, though. I mean, we can't go with method.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, if any of you guys have ever seen the J horror classic audition, I'm not going to say it on the live because it's too disgusting, but there is something in that movie that the main character lady voluntarily chose to method act that is so disgusting and horrifying. So if you ever want to like give yourself nightmares, look that up.
Yeah. No,
We're not good enough to
I
know.
know what you're talking about.
Nope.
Yeah.
Fantastic
no,
movie.
you know what?
Fantastic movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God, you're
very
such
good.
a mark.
I just remembered. I just remembered what I was gonna say about Mari. I'm pretty sure Mari is the one that keeps ratings bombing my show. Like half
She's
of
petty.
my ratings on iTunes are 1 star. Because it's just petty hate stuff. But I'm choosing from this moment on to believe that it's Mari who's
Yeah.
The spirit
she's
of
still
it.
alive, and she likes rating podcasts, giving podcasts
it's-
1 star.
I think that's what she would do in universe to any of the in universe podcasts people have done about the crash. They'd be like, "This is totally inaccurate. I was much cooler than this is making me seem."
Yeah, well, I mean, considering how many
Somebody
times I've
much
talked
prettier
about
needs
how
to play me.
considering how many times I've talked about how I think Mari's Pit Girl, I could totally see her.
She would be kind of
giving me
offended
1
by
star.
that. There's what I would love is like
Why,
on shows
why do
like
I see her being so much like Allie? Why do I see her adult version being so
yeah.
Allie?
I could
Like,
see
with the
that.
cigarette, like, yeah. Like, this is what happened. Yeah. I don't know why.
I could actually see them getting along, unlike Ali and the rest of the other survivors.
It's weird. I don't know why I see that, but I do. I guess. 'cause
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw, but I just wanted to show you our recent MVPs for not our MVPs, our superlatives for this week. So this was wait, let me hide the comment.
Nice. The yearbook
yeah.
photos.
Most
Yeah.
likely to
Eyeliner
find
dupe.
an eyeliner dupe in the wilderness. Rest in
Aw.
peace, Jackie. And wait, hang on, because I really like Jeff's quote. And then this was Jeff, most likely to get kicked out of Planet Fitness. Fuck your diligence.
You got bad intel, man. You got some bad intel. You really upset my wife.
Oh,
shit.
and
Actually,
I
it's
just
news that
realized
he's
that's very
wearing something
incriminating.
from
Let me
high
walk it
school.
back.
He is.
He's wearing something from high school. He's like
Yeah.
still holding on to high
Yep.
school.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
mentally, he never left high school, so.
right,
No.
exactly. Oh, and by the way, I also want to I have 2 people on screen here who I horrified by introducing them to Zubas.
What?
Zubas! I showed you Zubas the other day.
The horrible
pants.
pants.
Yep.
Oh, the pants.
Yep.
So
The
if
zoo
anybody,
pants.
Yep.
if anyone's here and doesn't remember Zubas,
Oh
there you
God.
go.
Where's the body?
It's all gonna come back.
Hey,
You know this.
Where's
right?
the body glove shirt that goes with it with the handprints? The
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Or the hypercolor shirt.
hypercolor shirts.
This is actually the LVP award this season is the Zubas award, which is why I've been talking about Zubas a lot. But we also, Jade and I were talking about high school mascots in this our most recent episode, and I gave her I think I gave her nightmares by showing her mine.
I know,
Okay.
I still don't understand. I still don't understand it.
It doesn't look like a
None of it-
meteor.
it makes
It doesn't
no
look like a
sense.
meteor.
Meteor
It's supposed to be a
I know.
meteor.
Yeah.
It's more like a possessed gherkin.
head.
It looks like
What is this thing?
it looks like a brown banana.
I was like, what is that? Like,
Look at shit. It looks like a brown banana.
I'm sorry.
Like it's melting in
What was it?
itself.
Yeah. It looks like if there was some kind of PSA about not leaving food to rot, it would play the villain. And he
He'll
would
be
have
on
a
the
song and
Schoolhouse
dance
Rock.
number about spreading disease.
Yeah.
Was
He
it?
was on Schoolhouse Rock.
Can I ask, what was he meant to be?
A meteor man.
Okay, all right. Well, that's not really coming across. But in defense of whoever designed that is a tough brief. You know, how do you?
He's still the mascot. Let me ask
Oh,
you
yeah,
that.
that's a good
I didn't ask
question.
that.
That's a good
Is
question.
he still the mascot? Do you know?
What's that?
Is he still the mascot? I didn't
I
ask
think
you that.
so. I can't imagine them ever changing that.
Why
As
would
they've
they?
been- as
It's
they've been-
such
as
a
they've been
great
updated.
concept.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't mess with something that perfect.
It can't
now
improve
I-
upon perfection.
Now I want a high school to be the possessed gherkins now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
My mascot
Oh.
was just not as
Yeah.
fun as that.
That just reminds me of this book I read by Julianne Peters, where the girls' swim team at the high school had the mascot of the starfish, and the main character was like, "Hey, you know starfish don't swim, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, we suck."
That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's pretty awesome.
You might as well have been like the Great Barrier Reef as your mascot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, I should say, C. Ward, you made this comment quite a while ago, so sorry, we're just getting to it now, but you said, your thoughts on the vision of Lottie in the plane and then in the mall with her other teammates. What did you guys think about that?
Yeah. I had said earlier, I need to go back and watch that scene like a whole bunch of times because there had to be some major symbolism or foreshadowing or, all of the above in there. And I need to I need to analyze the hell out of that.
Yeah.
And
Jackie
I'm
wasn't
looking-
in it.
No.
What's up? Oh,
Jackie wasn't there.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm really curious. Fayfire does her lives on Monday, and I'm really curious about what she'll have to say about that scene.
There was actually one thing I noticed, which is that I'm glad you mentioned Jackie, because it seemed to almost parallel, in a sense, Jackie's dying dream in episode 10 of the previous season, where she gets given a hot chocolate,
Yeah.
and in that one
Yeah.
she drinks it, but in this version, Lottie doesn't eat her snow whatever, and that made me think, like, is it like in Pan's Labyrinth, where if you eat the food in the underworld, you have to stay?
Yeah, she didn't
Wow.
she didn't actually want to stay.
Yeah,
So,
because
she
she
didn't
had
get
the
to eat the
option to
food.
move on into the next world, but she chose not to.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then after Jackie drank, that's when the hunter cabin guy was like, "We've been waiting for you." I mean,
Oh,
it was
it's so
after that.
terrifying. So glad
Yeah.
you're joining us, Jackie.
Yeah.
We've been waiting
Mhm.
for you. Ah,
You got it down, Pat, right there. Yep.
it's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you guys see that? It looks like Jason Ritter might be playing Cabin Daddy.
Really?
Oh,
He's great.
Okay.
So that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be
Alright.
awesome.
John Ritter's
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they
Yeah.
didn't bring that actor back, but yeah, they showed some behind the scenes photos of Jason Ritter on set, and he was wearing that plaid coat, which
Oh.
makes me think that he might be playing Cabin Daddy.
I'm surprised they didn't have him in the present timeline so he could act opposite his adorable wife. But
Yeah.
He's
That
His
would
name
be
is Shauna, isn't it?
Melanie Linsky.
Yeah.
Well, not Shauna, but Melanie.
Melanie
Lewinsky.
Linsky.
I was like, I know he's married to somebody. I was like, who is he married to? Or
They're so
with?
cute.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, tea time, possessed virgins. No, he said possessed gherkins, which is even funnier.
The mythical.
Although that would also be an
That's
interesting.
funny. That would be great.
That makes me think, like, how would you go about making a virgin mascot in a way that isn't horribly offensive or sacrilegious?
Yeah.
There's not a way.
That's an even tougher brief for a designer. So let us be lucky that it wasn't a Catholic school.
Yeah. Courtney, you're wearing Courtney's wearing one of our shirts, I see.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome.
You can see
He's
it.
loving Yellowjackets.
That's right. I love it.
Yeah, I could see like the virgins being the mascot of a Catholic high school in like some really hilarious kind of parody of Catholicism,
Yeah. Did you? Have any of you guys ever seen the show? Have you guys ever seen the show BoJack Horseman?
Yes.
Yes, I only saw a couple of episodes though.
There's an episode of that.
They canceled it.
I did cancel.
There's an episode of that show where they go to a football game and the mascot for the team are just the humans. So it's just like some animal guy in a human costume. They're like, is that offensive? Is that offensive? Like, no, it has a long and storied history. It's not offensive.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I do remember that actually. Rick Ross said Showtime did a behind the scenes episode and explained it.
Okay. I'll have to give that a watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. And yeah, I'm sure they probably didn't say a whole lot because they probably want people to talk a lot about it. But yeah, the survivors. It's funny because I've kind of been thinking a lot lately about wondering if there's anything in the show so far in that timeline that we think is real that was really just like hallucination.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm thinking about. I have a lot of experience hallucinating after surgery.
Right.
And I have some pretty wacky hallucinations after surgery.
Interesting.
Like general anesthesia makes me hallucinate. I'm just at one point I thought that I was wearing salmon fillets on my feet.
Wow, okay. That's interesting.
And I didn't understand why.
One of my friends once
I
got
believe you remember it.
some surgery done on himself, and his girlfriend came in to check on him while he was still kind of loopy from the anesthetic, and the first thing he said to her is, "This is my evil finger."
Sounds like something you'd say.
Yeah, and I was just like, and yet you're still together. That's impressive.
Let me tell you, I have a story similar to that. After our accident, I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. First morning, waking up at home. If you've ever spent any time in the hospital, you know why I briefly contemplated divorcing my husband. I wake up first morning, the lights go on. Kelly, I need to take your blood pressure.
Every hour.
Right. I can see that would have been very trying.
I like, or he said he needed to take my blood or something, or whatever. Yeah, he thought it was funny. He was lucky I was on a lot of drugs at the time.
Yeah,
not enough. Not enough.
But yeah, every hour. There's no rest in the hospital. No rest.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of the joke from Discworld, where the librarian, who's an orangutan, the guy's like, "Oh yeah, so the librarian just bit me when I tried to take his temperature. He bit you with a
Would you try to take it?
he bit you with a thermometer in his mouth. No, actually, you have discovered there the reason for the biting.
I don't know if they heard what you said.
How'd you try to take it? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yes. To get slightly more back on topic now. With the episode, what do you think is going to happen with Harvey? Do you think he's going to recover, or is he going to stay non-verbal?
He thinks he's going to run off again.
He's going to run off again. I'll be honest
well, on some level, I kind of don't blame him, particularly if he saw all of them eating Jackie.
Right? If he seen what happened.
Yeah, he'd be like, shit, I don't want to hang out with these people.
Yeah.
He's going to run off again, and I still think he's who they're carrying back on, like when they're carrying somebody with the Converse shoes crossed.
It can't be Ben. He doesn't have but one leg.
I know he doesn't have feet. So I really do still think that that's going to be Javi. I think he's going to.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be out of fear or that he's been by himself
Possessed
for so long that he's
better.
He feels like
Jackie couldn't make it
really?
one night in the
Because he
snow,
was
and
never-
Javi's out there
That's a
living
good
for
point.
2 months.
That's such a
And
good
he
point.
looks like he looks like he's fine. Somebody's been helping him. He's not been
That's what I'm
outside.
saying. Like if there's another group or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like you said, if there's something supernatural going on helping him.
It's just sort of darkly funny to me that
But
Harvey.
I really do think he's going to run off again in some way.
Yeah, it makes it an even bigger L for Jackie that she died on the first night, and Harvey has just survived 2 months totally fine. That just retroactively makes it even sadder for her.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And that this like starving, traumatized child could survive when you couldn't, Jackie. Sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
The last words from a human he heard was Shauna saying,
Run.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like,
That's like, well, I'm going to be running forever. I'm not going back.
Wouldn't it be terrifying if he, sorry for not knowing the geography of Canada, if he like ran down and ended up in like Toronto or something, but he was totally mute and he just couldn't tell anybody about we just found this random feral homeless boy. Let's enroll him in school.
Oh my God.
like the Jungle Book.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Like a modern version of the Jungle Book.
Oh.
Someone's been stealing meat.
I don't think it was Harvey though.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I don't.
You don't think what?
I don't think it was him because I don't think it would be enough to sustain him for one. And I think they would have seen him. He's not that sneaky. I mean,
no, he's not that stealthy.
That's true.
Yeah.
No.
That's true.
How far away did they find him? How far away from the cabin?
I think
it seems like it was a few miles.
Yeah.
Because how far did Nat and Travis map out?
They've mapped out quite a ways.
I know, but they did like in a circumference. Like how far out?
They walked all day and then come back. So I mean, you can walk reasonably 2 miles an hour. So I mean, you can kind of figure it out like there and then back. Like time.
Yeah. Do you guys think that whole thing with the pants is going to split up Natalie and Travis?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a source of. I don't think it's going to be addressed for a while.
I think it's going to be a known.
It's a very difficult.
That they're going to address it. I agree with you.
No.
It's a very difficult one to play off if you're Nat. You can't be like, wow, I guess some bleeding person just stole Harvey's pants. Wow, who would have thought it? That's crazy. It must have been one of those invisible bleeding people. God, what can you do?
Harvey's not talking, so I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is that, but I think in that scenario you do sort of have to own up to it, you know.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, it was stolen by a pigeon that then flew into something and exploded.
I mean, is there any way that it could be that the pants could be explained by like they came from the plane? I mean, from like.
I guess it depends on how
maybe
far away from
the wreckage
site or the wreckage site
I mean, like maybe he had like.
Who has that size pants? Because he's a lot smaller than the rest of them. Though.
Yeah, but like maybe one of
Well,
his
he was.
bags. Maybe they could say
Yeah.
like one of his bags didn't, flew off the plane or something. I don't know.
I don't think you can make that work. I think she just has to open up, and that might lead to
I know,
Travis
yeah.
becoming even closer with Lottie because she was proven correct.
I've already
Yeah.
thought that Travis and Lottie are going to have a thing at some
I don't
point.
think so.
Whether
Yeah.
it's long term or not, I'm not saying it's long term. I think they're going to have. They obviously have some sort of bond that Lottie has told in the adult timeline, which I think is a
Yeah.
load of crock. I think her whole story on how he died is not complete truth. But
Yeah, particularly given the fact that we don't actually hear the bit where he allegedly said, "Oh, Nat would only make things worse. Don't contact her."
right, well, and
Yeah.
it's like suddenly you can't hit the button, and
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking before about that whole thing that Lottie.
I told you I don't like adult Lottie. I've already said it.
Well, I thought that Lottie was a lot guiltier than she was letting on, but now I'm starting
Yeah.
to think that she did kill Travis, but it was more accidental.
Right. My theory before this season was that she did kill him, but it was like an assisted suicide type thing, which is
Kind
Yeah.
of how it played out.
kind of what
Not-
happened, but not exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sad. That would really, oh man, if that came out, that would really kind of make things pretty hostile between her
So
and Natalie for sure.
Yeah.
can we
Yeah.
bring something up? Talking about this episode, with Ty. During that mirror scene in the hospital, it says, go to her, all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to her, yeah.
And then she ends, the
Mask.
shows the mask, obviously.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought. Okay, so what was your theory? Well, you had questions on and I agree.
Ooh, I can't hear you now.
Everybody keep. Oh,
Oh, you couldn't hear me?
don't touch it again. You'll turn it
Don't
off.
touch it.
So my thing that I was saying to her earlier
Yeah, I
is
agree.
that if Fugue Ty is going to Van, what is the purpose of that? If it's to get rid of Fugue Ty, you wouldn't do that.
Fugue Ty wouldn't want her.
Fugue Ty wouldn't
Yeah.
want her to go there,
But
so why would she take
I
her
also
there?
said that's
It's a
her
good point.
tie to Fugue Tie, T-I-E.
Yes.
Ty to Fugue
So
Ty.
it made no sense to
So,
me
I don't know.
why her Fugue
Yeah.
self would want to go to Van to get help, because that means she would go away. So
Well,
that
that-
didn't make sense
yeah.
to me.
Well, to me, and this kind of relates to a particularly weird theory of mine that Ty is going to get into a love triangle with her alternate self.
Or maybe.
Because we know from episode 1 that the bad one is very much attracted to Van, so maybe the
Well,
bad
yeah.
one
Yeah.
starts to communicate with Van, and it starts playing into the more supernatural side of what Van wants to do, and they keep secrets together from regular Ty, in a sense. So maybe
Oh,
Van
Maybe.
and maybe
Yeah.
Van and an alternate Ty know things that regular Ty doesn't.
That would make
Yeah.
more sense
They can
then.
definitely go there.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying
that's,
to think about.
It is, but I mean, it's definitely a possibility, though.
I wonder how she ended up in Ohio. That's what I want to know.
How
And
Van
also-
ended up in Ohio?
Okay,
Yeah.
extremely stupid complaint.
The
Extremely
weather.
stupid complaint
It's not
incoming.
that great a weather.
How was the truck driver in her state senate district?
Yeah.
What the hell?
And then going to
How big is-
Ohio.
Yeah. How this guy conveniently happened to live. I know that's a stupid complaint, but he conveniently
Well,
happened to live in
she
the same
had a telephone. She could have called an Uber. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes, but then we would have missed out on the delightful naked lady pen. So.
true.
Yes.
you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to know, because Van was she had this dream about taking Ty to New York City and going for a carriage ride and everything, and I'm
Having a
just
soft
like,
pretzel. Yep.
yeah. And now I'm just thinking, yeah, she's a long way from New York City right now.
Mm.
Maybe she just wanted to get far away from that whole scene. Thinks I bet.
Ohio would not be it.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why? Okay. First of all, why Ohio? Because
Ohio.
Oh, I mean, because like Ohio is so gay friendly.
Yeah.
I
say that facetiously.
Facetiously, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Lauren Ambrose was so good even for those 30 seconds that we saw as a Dolph fan, and just so absolutely nailed her affect. And I love that little moment where she's talking to.
It was so powerful.
It went from not knowing to recognizing to I'm pissed.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
It's so many emotions on her face at the same time, like excitement and surprise and consternation. Oh, so good.
Yeah. I got so excited. I was so excited to hear her voice. Because, I'd recognize Lauren Ambrose's voice anywhere.
And I love that with Adult Van, they didn't, yes, she still has some of the scars and stuff, but they didn't, put heavy makeup on her.
Yeah.
Anything. It was exactly what Adult Van would have, she would have been. It was perfect. It was perfect. So.
Yeah. Do you guys think that best van line so far this season, right?
Ty, you ate her face.
Yeah. That would be funny if she said that right after she said Ty's name in this episode.
Ty, you ate her face. What? Sorry. Force of habit.
Sorry, just having flashbacks.
Just a reminder.
Do you guys think that we'll see in between a different timeline with the adults where before somewhere kind of halfway in between I don't know, maybe 12, 15 years or so after after they're rescued?
That'd be interesting.
2010 or 2011 instead of just 2000.
Well, I mean, it's got to get into
pretty good.
Misty went to college to become a nurse. So I mean, there's college years, there's formative years.
I don't know why they
Bye, Kaiwan.
Nurse, but they say she's a care assistant.
Bye, Kaiwan.
Yeah.
Never understood that, but yeah, I mean, everybody's had to have gone to. Well, even Ty. Did she go? She went to school.
Politician.
She was a lawyer. She was a lawyer, actually.
She was a lawyer. She did all the things that she planned to do. So, I wonder at what point did she and Van actually part ways? Was it still in the wilderness, or was it later on?
I think it was in the wilderness.
I absolutely love that scene. I just really love that scene in episode 8 of the first season where adult Shauna and Ty are talking to each other, and Shauna says all the things she was going to do but never did, and then Ty says all the things, and she's like, "You actually did all the things." I'm like, out of context, that's such an awful thing to say. I'm sorry, I forgot. I actually achieved all of my goals. Oh, sorry, I forgot that I'm awesome and you suck.
Well, Shauna took Jackie's life, though.
Yes, exactly.
Shauna took Jackie's life. She didn't have a life of her own. She took what Jackie was going to do.
It's so sad. She feels like she owes that to her in a weird way.
Yeah, I think that's
I have a weird theory about that she's made part of her personality, Jackie.
Yeah.
And I think that she was in love with her.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah.
And
I think we all kind of agree on that one.
I don't know if they're ever going to address that, but I mean, they obviously told the young, Sophie Nellis and Ella Purnell, they have ways to direct them acting. There's no way to not see the gay.
Yeah.
It
is pretty intense.
I don't know, the gays and stuff like that. It was way intense. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely. I think that if Shauna ever actually gets therapy and starts coming to terms with all of her baggage from the wilderness and everything, I I could totally see her and Jeff splitting up because I really think that's the only reason that she married him in the first place.
Right.
And I mean, she might love it. She might genuinely love him now. So that might not be true, but I don't think she married Jeff because she loved him. I think she married because
or out of feeling obligated to, or in some way.
Yeah.
I think she married Jeff because she felt an obligation to Jackie. I don't think it's like her wanting to be Jackie as much as she just like, I don't know. She felt like
it could be a combination of both too. I mean,
yeah. Because there is that scene in the second episode where Shauna is talking to the hallucinatory version of Jackie, and she's like, that Jeff only wanted to sleep with you because I made you into someone else, which is like, as we discussed, I don't think is something the real Jackie would actually say, but it really shows those things are so
Shauna would say as an adult, like in her mind.
Exactly, it's so interesting because those scenes are all about her insecurities.
But that is straight up something that Shauna would say, like even as an adult. That kind of her. That's kind of her. What's the word I'm looking for? That's her her vernacular that she would use. Like the way that she would talk. So yeah.
Sad.
Oh, by the way, guys, when this is over at some point, if you could just comments always help with the algorithm. So if you could just leave a sheep emoji to let me know you were here in the YouTube comments. Last week it was a palm tree. This week I'm going to go with sheep. I don't know why. I just picked it randomly.
Because we're all sheeple.
Wake up, sheeple. The sheep would be very useful in the wilderness.
I know. Oh yeah.
Right now.
For sure. I mean, like,
I'd love that.
I could see them keeping it alive for a while, like, to get as much wool off of it as possible, and then
that's messed up to think about.
And then and then just eventually when they feel like they've resourced it enough, just killing it.
I should let you guys know I might hop off the live relatively soon because Matthew's coming over soon for our episode.
Yeah, I actually it's like Monday afternoon there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And Monday's always a slow day for me because I work from home. So yeah, I'm all good.
Gotcha. Actually, I'm going to be ending this in a few minutes too because my back is freaking killing me.
Right.
But these things are just so casual that it's just kind of like a hangout. So I'm just like, I'll go for as long as no one shows up. I'll do it for 20 minutes and sign off.
I actually should. I just wanted to ask. At the end, finally, who do you guys think in the 96 timeline, and indeed in the 2021 timeline, who do you think is dying this season?
I think Javi's not going to make it.
Yep, agreed. Because, frankly, they just can't deal with that actor growing a foot a season, No.
Ben.
Just got to kill him.
Yeah, Ben.
So obviously Ben. I also think Crystal, because that's important for Misty's characterization.
If she's real.
Yeah.
Yes, because she was introduced interacting with people other than Misty. Although, I suppose it could be a weird Tyler Durden situation where actually it was Misty all of those times, but then her behavior would be even weirder than it already is.
That's what I was thinking about. Like, I was thinking about the whole Tyler Durden thing being a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my favorite movies, by the way.
I want to watch a remake of that movie with Samantha Hunrati. I want to watch a remake of it with Samantha Hunrati and Nuha Isman so bad. How amazing would that be? Imagine her like violently tattooing something onto her arm. Oh, that would be so good.
I mean, there's a lot of similarities between Yellowjackets and Fight Club.
Yes.
I'm kind of surprised that they haven't done a remake of it yet with a female cast.
Oh, that would be so good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, this is blasphemy. No. Don't tell me Steve is going to be gone too. No,
not Steve.
I will
Steve.
Nope.
Say it isn't so.
I mean, said by, I love you for supporting the show and for showing up to my lives, but you can't say that with a cat in your profile photo.
the classic partisan agenda of the cat side.
Yes, partisan agenda, exactly.
I say that as somebody who loves dogs and cats equally, and also mice. Big fan of mice.
Fish.
Fish? Oh yeah, I mean not as you. I will say it distressed me that they were just keeping that fish in a bowl and a jug. It's like they need a bunch of gravel and stimulation and a filter. You can't just. No wonder it's the bloody 14th gilly, Lisa. If this is how you keep them, you know.
Yeah. My husband had a goldfish when he was a kid. He's told me about it many times before. And it actually lived for like 2 years.
Right.
Wow.
He had this goldfish for like 2 years, which I think that's like 4 times as long as I've heard of anybody having a goldfish.
Yes. Very, very true. I had a couple when I was like 6, and I don't think they made it past a year. So
yeah. I remember too many times one of my friends would like win a goldfish at the local carnival, and it would die on the way home.
The goldfish are basically a pet that exists to teach children about mortality.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's their main function. Is like, well, we all go into the toilet eventually.
Yeah.
Sorry for being bleak. Sorry, guys. A weird note to end it on.
There's this. I play a bunch of these stupid, a bunch of these like text-based role playing like idle games.
Yeah.
Simulator games, and there's one where you can, like, if your pet dies, you can dispose of the body in a bunch of different ways. And one of them is like, you can flush it down the toilet regardless of what pet it is. And so like, I'm always deliberately clogging up my toilet by flushing my dogs down the toilet.
I just want to say, Jay didn't
Walter,
hear the first part of that. It was a text adventure game. So out of context, it just sounds so
I
deranged.
came in on the back part of that.
Oh yeah, exactly. As I was saying, yeah.
I'm gonna have to make a clip out of me saying that I keep clogging up my toilet by flushing my dogs down it.
That reminds me of this post
on the game, Big Brother.
On the game. Yeah. There's this post on the internet.
I mean,
there's this post on the internet that's some lady being like, "Oh, your husband seems like a dick. You should kill him." And someone else being like, "Yeah, but he's pretty hot, so I want to get one more kid out of him first." And then a third person, and then a third person is like, "You need to make it more obvious this is about The Sims."
it's a game.
It's a game, Big Brother.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I was like, yeah, I love. I don't know if you guys are familiar with BitLife, but that's one that I play a lot too.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I love BitLife, and I love, like, I'll just be hanging out on the couch, and my husband will, like, he'll come sit down on the couch, and I'll be like, "God damn it, my boyfriend is refusing to have sex with me again." He's like, what the hell are you talking about?
I had a very similar moment to that when I was in high school, and I was playing like a multiplayer shooter game with my friends in the computer lab, and we were just all saying stuff like, I got you, I killed you, I stabbed you with my truncheon, and I was like, and I just sort of dissociated out of it, and I was like, this is really messed up. We're just saying a lot of really horrible things about murdering each other. When you actually stop to think about it, this is a horrific bacchanal.
I'm sure, because she does
gaming,
and she has like her
people that I play with, my group,
and they send her some text messages, man,
which we're not going to talk about.
Well, it's not appropriate.
It is not appropriate.
Just out of context, it's like
if you're playing Grand Theft Auto and it's like you're going to set up your drug heist and it's like Big Brother on the game, not in real life, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That just reminds me of the King of the Hill episode where Hank plays GTA and he's like, "Where's the button to turn yourself in?"
I love King of the Hill.
I do not like this game one bit, Bobby.
He's done
It's
that so
hilarious.
Yeah, he does do.
good. Damn it, Bobby.
If I didn't
I-
love
I
you, I'd
actually-
hug you.
I actually used to mess around with Second Life a little bit because I had this.
Oh,
I
yes.
actually wanted to.
You went to prison, didn't you?
Um,
Oh, you're laughing. You did, didn't you?
In Second Life.
no, I was I used to design clothes, and I actually I got on Second Life with the intention of I thought that it would be fun to play around with. Like I didn't interact with anybody. I just got on it to make stuff. And I started this guy started talking to me one time when I was on it. Usually when people start talking to me, I'll ignore them. But he was just really funny right off the bat. And I mean, he was gay. He wasn't hitting on me or anything. And he was so we just we started talking and we hit it off, and we decided I had never been social in this game ever. And we decided to get baby avatars. And we got baby avatars and we're smoking cigars and crashed a bunch of strip clubs. Acted really
Reasonable.
inappropriately.
Like
It sounds like a
something
great
from
Friday
some
night.
deranged Family Guy Xavier Renegade Angel episode or something.
Yeah.
There was on a similar sort of note to that, I heard about this story once about this guy that was playing World of Warcraft or something with a sexy female avatar, and he starts talking to this girl who is also a sexy female avatar, and they start having a relationship, and he's like, "Oh man, she doesn't know I'm a dude. This feels pretty bad." But he just sort of kept it going for ages, and at one time, and then he eventually confessed to her he's actually been a dude this whole time. And then she confessed that she was actually a dude with a female avatar the whole time, and they've just been two heterosexual men having cyber lesbian sex with each other for the past year.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love it.
It's exactly like that Black Mirror episode, Striking Vipers.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love Black Mirror.
I even
Yes.
fucked the polar bear.
Oh my god.
Okay,
All right.
yes. Sorry.
I think I need to wrap up because my back
Yeah.
is killing me. But did you guys have any, or even anybody in the chat, did you three have any questions that or thoughts that you wanted to bring up, or questions for the chat, or did anybody in the chat have anything? Chat, get it in fast if you do.
But
What about you guys?
Before we got on, did you guys discuss anything about Callie?
Did we discuss how much we don't like Hallie?
No, I actually like her more in this episode.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, did
Yeah,
Did-
more.
Kelly, I think, is a
has
super realistic
anybody-
creature.
Does anybody have any theories on I think it's super creepy that the cop is tailing.
Oh
her.
yeah, he sucks.
Whatever.
He sucks.
Shauna
Shauna
never
killed
showed her how to
enough.
use a knife, I'll tell you that.
No, she didn't show her how to use a knife. She didn't. That was
I mean,
her failure.
In response to your question, Foul Evil, I hate to say it, but there is a shot in the new opening titles of the Sadeki family portrait with a bunch of blood smeared on it. So, I don't know
Yes.
what that's foreshadowing, but definitely not anything good.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know.
I'm guessing it isn't. They're just having fun making some pasta and accidentally get some pasta sauce on it. Though that would be funny if that's what it was, but I'm guessing that's not it.
I was gonna say,
Probably
or some rabbit blood.
The cop's probably going to get killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh damn! This one's a fighter.
Or Jeff just goes crazy and kills Callie and Shauna.
I gotta do it for the furniture store. No distractions.
By the way,
That's a-
I want to point out that my face has been bright red ever since possessed gherkins came up. I think I burst a blood vessel laughing so hard.
Oh,
We all needed it. It was okay. All right.
I just noticed it now. Like my face is still not returned to its normal color.
maybe you should have a nice lie down.
What's up?
No,
Maybe you should have a nice lie down.
my question. I know, we're trying to wrap up. No, my question was: do we think that Callie's gonna have anything to do with the Adam
Investigation.
investigation, and how, like, at one point I was like, oh, she's gonna turn him in,
No.
or she could. I don't know.
I think
But
she's
then-
going to get that poor cop killed. Is what I think is going to happen.
Good.
I think
That
I
guy
could see
sucks.
I could see
He's a little bit of
Misty
a
finding-
pervert.
The thing
Yeah,
is, I could
right.
see Misty finding out that Jeff was the blackmailer, right?
Hmm.
And then helping
That's a good
cover it
point.
up. And I think, what's his name? Jake?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Matt/Jay. Matt's his
Matt
real name.
slash-
Jake.
Yeah.
I could see him ending up being killed.
He's selling six
Because-
pieces.
Yeah.
Right.
McDonald's. man.
McDonald's.
I've cut my family into 6 pieces too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think Jeff will-
I think Jay's gonna end up probably.
Rick Ross, you're banned from the show forever. No, I'm kidding.
I don't want Jeff to die. He's
I'm
such an
kidding,
adorable.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Jeff could go up for the murder of Adam, though. I could see that
Yeah, he
easily
might.
happening.
Nothing
might
can
take
happen
the
to
fall.
Jeff. No.
Like he was saying in first season, he was going to. He could, because he looked. That's why I said he's like the purest person in this freaking show.
Yeah.
Damn them for
He's the
making me
most-
love a heterosexual white male so much.
I know, like he is so selfless for his family. Like he's done all this stuff. He stayed with Shauna knowing that she had an affair. All of
We should
this,
all
like,
be so
he-
lucky to have a relationship that accepts our cannibalism,
Yeah.
our
Yeah,
past
exactly.
cannibalism.
Someone that loves.
After you've read all the journals, right?
you
Yeah,
guys
what
ever
was
seen
in the
the so-
journals?
That's what I'm
Have-
saying.
have-
He read them
if-
all.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen the show Santa Clarita Diet?
Yes, I
Yes.
loved it. I was so
It's a-
sad they
Liv
didn't bring it
Houston.
back.
Liv Houston.
Very Liv is amazing in that, as they are in everything, and that's another show about a friendly yet stupid man supporting his wife's people eating habit in the
Yep.
most enthusiastic way possible.
what's his- Tim-
He made
Yeah.
a kill room for her, and that's love. Right?
But yes. We're just if we're just wrapping it up now, my final thought is that I really loved the new Alanis Morissette version of the theme
Yeah, I
song.
was gonna
yeah.
say I hope they keep it.
I-
I like the original,
yeah.
but I would like to see them keep it at least for the rest of the season.
And I would
I
very
like it.
much like to see other artists cover the theme song, like maybe Cash Power
Oh,
or
yeah.
Tool or Helium.
Tool, please.
PJ Harvey.
Tool.
PJ Harvey.
PJ Harvey would be
PJ
good.
Harvey.
Nick Cave.
So good.
By the way,
Bush.
the one song that oh hey, they killed Rita and Dexter. Yeah, I know. God, oh. Sorry, spoiler if anybody hasn't watched Dexter. That was a big one. The one song that I desperately need to hear in this show that I probably never will is Long Snake Moan by PJ Harvey.
Yes.
Because it's just
wow.
I keep waiting to
Wow.
hear Glycerine. I just feel like they're
Oh,
gonna
yeah, Bush.
Bush it,
Yeah.
have a Bush song somewhere.
That's gonna be like in the same type of scene as what Collective Soul, like the
I
World
just think
was.
Long Snake
I feel like
Moan-
it's gonna be one of those.
Long Snake Moan is basically just the entire show in song form,
Pretty
It's
much.
true. It's true.
as far as I'm concerned. It's the perfect song for the show. And I'm gonna email Showtime every day and Showtime and
So,
Ashley Lyle and
tell
Matt
your
Nicholson,
music. Your music
Yeah.
supervisor needs to know this.
Yes.
put Long Snake Moan in the show. It has to happen. Yeah, if you guys, anybody who isn't that familiar with PJ Harvey's stuff, just find Long Snake Moan and listen to it, and like look up the lyrics. It's just the perfect song for the show. It really is. It needs to be in the show. Yeah, but yeah, that would be cool if they had a bunch of different artists covering the theme song.
Yeah.
Well, especially since they've already had
The No,
cover,
the No Doubt song
you know,
covered by
Just
Florence and the
Girl,
Machine.
just for a promo or like the
Yeah.
trailer. So that would
So
be
good.
really cool if they could. It was so good. It would be really cool if they could find other artists that had started out or were popular in the 90s to cover that.
This is a very weird thought I have, but I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the jazz band Yellowjackets that long predated the show. I think it would be really funny if they had those guys appear in an episode of the show or something, perform a concert, and Shauna could be like, sorry, every time somebody tries to Google you, it comes up with us.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. We did a show, we did an episode with that is still going up. It was recorded a while ago, but things got delayed and then the season started. So I'm going to post it after the season's over. But we did an interview with Josh Ropiquet, who is a casting associate that worked on the show.
Interesting.
And I was like, if you're ever looking for somebody to play a podcaster,
in an in-universe podcast speculating on all the crazy stuff they've been up to.
Yes. It's like, I'll volunteer myself.
It's very meta. I like it. I like that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, we could be like, theorizing on Adam's disappearance or Jessica's disappearance or
yeah. It'd be funny if they made them have really weird, incorrect theories.
Yeah. You know what? I would even let them use my thumbnail for our who the fuck is Adam Martin episode.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm exhausted. Justin, thank you so much for joining me. I am everybody, please check out Out of the Woods podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, or at the URL right here, shows.acast.com, under his name. And Jade, I've got some news that I'll be announcing soon concerning Jade.
It's a vaguely sinister way to phrase that.
You're gonna tell me about this?
Involving, okay, I'll just say it involves Jade and prison.
Okay, that doesn't make it sound less sinister.
Not in a video game. No.
Jade and I are going to prison.
I worked in a prison, damn it. No.
We are going to a women's prison together.
Interesting.
In Australia.
Now I get you.
But thank you so much, Justin. I always love having you.
Oh, it was very nice to be had, and it was very nice to meet you guys. And I just want to say, you have really cool accents.
I sadly do not have a cool accent. I'm sorry. Midwest people have boring accents.
Well, it was very nice to see. It was very nice to see you all, and hope you have a great day or night, whatever.
All right, Courtney, Jade, Justin, chat. Bye, guys. Love y'all.
Bye, guys.
Good night.